Our library is really coming together. We have all our data loaded and sorting on our catalog and category pages. Currently, all we see are the thumbnails of the items, but we have a lot more data that we know about each item. The last thing we need to do is to be able to display the details of each item. Let's add one more page.
Create a new page named details.php. We want to make sure that this is right next to our other pages in the root of our site. Copy the entire top code block from PHP all the way down to including the header, and paste it into our details page. Now we'll make the changes specific to this page. To pull the details for a specific item, we're going to utilize the get variable again to pass the ID. Let's change the get variable in the first if statement, where it's looking to see if is set get cat. We're going to change cat to ID. We're going to change what we're doing with the variable, so let's remove this entire nested if statement. If an ID was passed, we want to check if that ID is in our catalog, so let's create a new ID variable. We'll assign it the value of get ID. Then we want to add another if is set to check for that ID within our catalog. If is set catalog ID. If we find an item, let's set the value of that item to an item variable. If we don't find an item, or we aren't passing a variable, then our item variable will not be set, and we want to redirect them to a full catalog. So down here, we'll do another if is set item, but we're going to change and use our negation operator. So if not is set item, we're going to redirect. The command for this is header. This has nothing to do with our own header file that displays the logo and menu. This is part of the HTTP, the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, that defines how the server and the browser communicate before any HTML gets passed. The header field we want to define is location. This tells the browser to look for a different page, catalog.php. We need to make sure we don't send anything else to the browser before this redirect. Even a blank line at the beginning of the file will cause the redirect to fail. This is because a blank line or an echo statement will cause a header response to be sent back to the requesting computer, nullifying the redirect header. We also want to add an exit command. This makes sure that nothing else is processed while the redirect is happening. The last thing we want to do in this top section of our file is to move the page title and the section below our redirect. Then we know we can use the item values. We'll change page title to item title. We can leave section null since we're not using it in our navigation. Now let's start adding the content for this page. We'll start adding our divs. Div class equals section page. Div class equals wrapper. Within the wrapper, the first thing that we want to add is our image. We're going to write the HTML for the image first, then add the PHP we need. Image, source, and alt. Now we'll fill in the PHP needed to grab the details of the item. PHP echo item image PHP echo item title. Included in the CSS you've been given is a style for this image. We need to surround it with a div tag with a class of media picture. media-picture. We also want to include a span tag to give it a nice border. When we take a look at this page in the browser, let's pull up this browser page. Details.php ID equals 101. We see a nice image, but what we really want are the details. Now let's go back and add those.